Juror got dismissed. Another juror is about to be dismissed because the judge is not pleased with him. Texts and videos between Khristina, Khorram and Diddy with them beefing. The jurors are shocked with new information that they've seen. A mess today in court. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where we have to get into a lot. Cassie looks like she basically is involved with the freak-offs a lot, which is not great for the prosecution and great for the defense. But the jurors are not pleased with the fact that they were seeing explicit videos for the first time. The jury was shown actual videos of the explicit counters. Previously, the jury had only seen images and audio, but the jury was shown clips today from 3 videos created in October 2012 to 2014 and December 2014. The jurors, the judge and the witness and the parties wore headphones and they saw these videos. Most jurors remained stone-faced whilst these explicit videos played. One female juror put her hands over her eye as she had done before, whilst another appeared to wince. Not good reactions for Diddy, not good reactions at all. Remember, the majority of these jurors, I believe, are women as well, and so these people seeing these explicit videos for the first time does not work in Diddy's favor. Even if today and yesterday are not the most strongest days for the prosecution, they have been great witnesses for the prosecution, and the jurors' emotions are something to watch when things are presented to them. Now, this is where it gets techie. The jury was shown documents, invoices between Diddy and Cassie, and invoices were sent to Bad Boy Entertainment for a flight for Cassie from LA to New York. Special Agent Delassa Penland read some messages between Cassie and Sean Diddy, where Diddy says, "You ready for tonight?" She says yes, but she needs to get something. He was like, "You always need something." The jury then saw messages of Cassie sent separately to 2 other men discussing times and place to meet, basically sending information for the hotel and basically showing that she's trying to organize this. She's trying to give the name Frank Blank. She's trying to message these men for Diddy. One could argue that, she's working for Diddy and forced to do this, but also it looks like she's helping to organize this, no different to somebody like Khristina, Khorram. Now, not only of that, Khristina, Khorram and Diddy were beefing. "If you cannot be honest with me, this doesn't even work," says Khristina. The jury is seeing messages between Sean Combs and his chief of staff, Khristina, Khorram. "If you cannot be honest with me, this does not work. We all know what your kryptonite is and where you don't make the best choices. If you were starting to lie, this is going to break me," she said. And Diddy's response was, "Come and take my phone." These 2 people beefing and the text messages shown to me is hilarious, number 1. But number 2, Khristina Khorram's name was heavily presented today in court with organizing freak-offs, speaking to different men and speaking to Diddy in regards to King Nights and how Cassie needs to be involved and her texting Cassie. She was heavily mentioned today and even more. So her not wanting to testify against Diddy, considering the fact that her name is plastered all over this, is beyond me, because this man is going down, which means that you're going to go down with him, and so whatever lawyers you have clearly aren't telling you the right thing. I don't understand why you're wanting to ride this out and support Diddy. Diddy's goons must have gotten to you, must have promised you a heavy amount of money or something, and therefore you're thinking when Diddy gets off scot-free, I'm going to be rich with my money and I can ride off to the sunset. That's not going to happen, babes. You're going to ride off to cell block D, where you and Diddy are both going to be together. And these text messages are very important because they show fractures in the Bad Boy Entertainment community. Every empire falls, and Khristina was being worried that she was being lied to by Diddy. Yes, beloved, Diddy will throw you under the bus as well. If Diddy can throw Kim Porter under the bus, you are nobody. Do you understand? He can throw you under the bus. He was lying to you, and she's so distraught by this. She's so upset by this. I wouldn't put it past her if she was in love with this man, much like these other women who are apparently ex-con lovers. She probably is one of them, addicted to him in some kind of way, and has some kind of relationship with him that is just twisted, because she seems to be broken by the fact that Diddy could possibly be lying to her, because Khristina Khorram is not like the other girls. She's the special girl that organizes the freak-offs and threatens people and supports them. Therefore, Diddy loves her and puts her on a pedestal. All of that is in her mind, do you understand? And that's probably still in her mind, which is why this woman is not testifying, and it doesn't make any sense to me. The judge indicates, guys, that there's an issue with another juror. It's completely unrelated to the dismissed juror, but he will get back to that in a couple of days, he stated. The judge officially dismisses juror number 6. The judge in the Sean Diddy case has dismissed juror number 6 over the juror's inconsistent disclosures about where he lives and where he's from. He's been replaced by an alternate. During jury selection, the juror said he lives with his fiancée and baby daughter in the Bronx, but in an inquiry, he told the court that he recently moved in with the woman and his child, who basically have been living in New Jersey, but also stays with his aunt in the Bronx 4 or 5 nights a week, so basically both. Judge Arun said Monday morning that further questioning would be inappropriate and offered the juror another chance to shade his answers to stay on the jury. He believed the juror appeared whilst answering questions during last week's inquiry to make an effort to stay. Juror 6 is the 41-year-old black man, and according to the defense, which had argued at length to keep the juror or at very least question him further, defense attorney Xavier Donaldson said dismissing the juror would result in the diversity of the jury being shortened. I can see why they're saying that. They need people, especially black men, on this, juror panel, because Diddy himself is a black man, and therefore that bias can help Diddy in some kind of way. That's just how, all of this kind of race psychological dynamics can work. Xavier Donaldson, as a lawyer, to be honest with you, is probably the weakest on Diddy's team. I don't think he's done that well. I think Brian Steele has been the strongest, and I think that Nicole Westmoreland has also been the strongest as well. They should be throwing Nicole more into this whole situation because she gets to where she needs to go. The other lawyers really don't make any sense. Wasn't a strong day for prosecution today. It was a strong day for the defense. Outside of the juror being dismissed, a lot of the text messages basically were being discussed and are showing and implying that Cassie was involved in more ways than one. Once again, some jurors would look at this and would look at Cassie and be like, well, you were even texting these men separately yourself doing his work. But at the end of the day, we are not in that courtroom. Some people may be reporting on it. We are not in that courtroom. Those jurors have seen somebody, Cassie, a heavily pregnant woman, break down over this man. Those images, I can't even speak, those images are etched into these jurors' minds. That is quite powerful for them to see, and that is something that the defense did not want. And so I think that we need to remember this. We need to remember that, plentiful times it's been reported that the jurors are putting their, face in their hands in their face, their face in their hands, and they're really upset and they're frustrated. They can't watch this. They're stone-faced. They're wincing. All of this is against Diddy. They're shocked by Diddy's actions. So this does not help him. So there are going to be days like today where the prosecution were not the strongest. They weren't that great. But overall, the prosecution are much more stronger than the defense. Do you guys even remember when the defense began this with their opening statements, saying that this is the case about love and romance and ex-scorn lovered, as if, we're all in school talking about Shakespeare? Like, that's basically what this was given. Do you guys remember those weak ass arguments? So there are days where prosecution will be quite weak, and it seems that people are happy about that, those who are pro Diddy, but I don't think it will go anywhere. Once again, Khristina Khorram's name is being mentioned today more than ever. Why is she not on that stand? Why is she not that surprise witness? I thought that Brendan Paul, the drug mule, would have testified today. That's what I was waiting to go live for, to be honest with you, but it never happened, and so I was kind of waiting. So I assume it's tomorrow. The prosecution stated by Wednesday, earliest Friday minimum, that they will pack this all up and everything will end from their end. So I would imagine Brendan might come on tomorrow, but I know this man is going to come back with a bang. There was also more conversations in court today in regards to drug selling and how Diddy would obtain this stuff and etc., which again aids the drug trafficking, which is a RICO factor. There's 7 to 8 RICO factors. You only need 2 of them for this man to be convicted. There are so many pass high conviction rates for federal law when it comes to RICO. I don't think Diddy's going to win this. I just don't see that happening. I don't see him going to jail for life, but I can see him going to jail. I can see him being sentenced. I don't see him being a walking free man anytime soon. Anytime soon. I do wonder what these videos were that they had watched in court, these explicit encounters for the first time. I'm very intrigued to find out what all of that was about, because for these jurors to be shocked and upset, intriguing. I think that the key witnesses, guys, in the trial so far, over the 30 witnesses, yes, 30 witnesses that we have seen, the key ones to me are Cassie, our former employees like Capricorn Clark and like Mia, rapper Kid Cudi, the hotel security officer Eddie Garcia, and also the hairstylist of Cassie's as well. I think that these 6 people were very strong witnesses in my behalf, and I think that we need to remember that on days where we are worried for the prosecution, or they're not getting to the point that we need to get to. The defense also points to text messages where Jane is saying herself, "I'm excited to surprise him." In one of the messages, Jane, who said to Diddy, "I'm excited to surprise him," and Jane later sent Khorram, then chief of staff for Diddy, photos of a hotel room decorated with rose petals and heart balloons. Now this can be, referred to it for Valentine's Day, not a hotel night. But of course, the defense is trying to spin that and saying, well, look, this is what she wanted to do. She was part of it, not just Cassie with the text messages. They're playing their ex-scorn lovers look, but they're also playing the fact that these exes were all in it. All of this is not, they were not coerced. They're trying to set this up for Diddy. They're messaging the men as well. This is what they're playing on. And I feel like they made great points today, but overall, the prosecution are much stronger. Here is a quick review, less than 15 minutes of everything you guys need to know, main points. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Send us super thanks if you guys wish to. There's a $sign there. It goes a long way. Comment down below, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.